Okay, so today we're going to be doing something a bit more creative for the barber development section. Sam, who used to be a regular model for me in competitions, he's not the worst looking guy in the world. Luckily he's got his looks because he hasn't got any brains. I'm joking, sorry Sam.
It's right.
So we've used Sam a lot in the past in competitions and he always lets me get creative with his hair, to be fair to him. So for the barber development section we're going to get a bit creative today. We're going to make the most of all these waves and curls, natural curls in his head. So we're really going to be emphasising that wave, and then we'll be working down towards the fringe where we'll be creating a nice flicked out fringe but worn down. Loads of texture in the top, loads of texture in the blend, but we're going to be doing something a little bit different on the sides. We're going to be creating designs throughout the side and bringing it in to like a narrow mullet at the back. So it's going to be a creative mullet, one design this side, a different design that side, working into a mullet at the back. Okay, I hope you guys enjoy. So I'm just going to work that moisture into the hair. We're going to cut it using the 5 rows method, but focusing on really directing the hair into the right shape. Remember, we focus on what we leave behind and not what we cut away. We cut the hair into shape. It's not about what we cut off, it's what we leave behind, okay? That's got to be the focus. Now Sam's got really thick hair, so I do like to use a wide tooth comb. It's basically a small clipper comb. You will see me use this a lot just because it's easy just to flow and glide through the hair, connecting everything as you comb through and cut it. So I'm just going to work all the hair forward, creating plenty of tension, following the 5 rows method. So I'm going to start with row 1 on the top, bringing it down towards the fringe, cutting that into shape to give us our guideline. We'll then bring it out to cut the next section, and then up to cut the 3rd section, and then work back then, creating nice parallel layers from crown to fringe. We'll then connect rows 2 and 3, but we'll keep them nice and square. We won't angle them based on changing the direction. We're going to keep it all even and fit in the head with balance. So I'm going to keep rows 2 and 3 square as well, keeping them vertical and parallel all the way forward to the fringe, maintaining a nice square deep profile throughout the fringe, not angling up or cutting it too short in places, keeping plenty of width and length throughout the fringe. And then we're going to be keeping the blend heavy so we can maintain texture throughout the blend zones. Once that's done, we can get on with the creativity on the sides. So starting at row 1. So we want to be bringing row 1 down into the position. Lift your head up for me please, mate. Down to where it's going to be sitting. Once I'm happy with the length that we're leaving behind, whatever's left then I can take away. So I'm just going to be club cutting this away, leaving a clean straight edge to the fringe. Keeping hold of that section, lifting through with the comb until it stops, and then we lift out. We find the guideline from the first cut. Once we've got that, which is there, we can remove the next section. Keeping hold of that, and then we bring it up, finding the guideline, comb twice if you need to, and there it is. Now because Sam's got wavy hair, I don't need to worry about point cutting it too much. It'll find its own texture. I'm just going to club cut it to make sure the ends are nice and clean and even. So again, keeping hold of that section, combing through and lift, finding my guideline, and there it is, bringing the middle finger up to it, and then we remove the excess hair. Far back as the crown, and then stopping just on the last section before the crown. We don't want to be combing through the crown and then losing that depth and shape. We just want to stop on the section in front of the crown that we wear that way. We don't want to be pulling any sections that we wear that way. We keep that in position to cut in on rows 4 or 5. So now we've got our guide on road 1. We're going to be bringing the next road out to it. Taking a little bit from road 1 as we connect it to roads 2, so we can make sure we're cutting it evenly. Next section comes out, 3rd section comes up. So you see our guide there, and then what needs to go, and we just keep following that then all the way back. Road 3, just lift it with my fingers first, coming underneath with the comb, combing it right down to where it's going to be sitting, getting a section from road 1 so I have a guide and I can see what I need to take away on road 3, follow that section through, next section we lift out, again still following the guide from road 1, and then third section we lift up. See the guide there? And then we take that away. And then we just flow through, following the guide from in front and from beside it from road 1, creating depth with the profile of my hand, maintaining depth throughout that section. I'm not angling my hand towards the blend zone, I'm keeping it up, I'm maintaining depth to create a nice square masculine shape throughout the head. We don't want to be rounding the hair too much because then we lose body and volume for the style that we want to create. So that's rows 1, 2 and 3 done. Now because I don't want to overblend rows 4 and 5, I'm not going to bring them out and cut them square because we want to keep depth here. So I'm just going to comb them down, I'm just going to trim them slightly, scissor over comb, just to make sure that they're even. Then I'm going to leave that volume to create more texture in the blend. So I'm combing through rows 4 and 5, bringing that blend down. We can see the weight that's there, and we don't really want to take too much of that away. So all I'm going to do is now, because he's going to be wearing his fringe forward, I'm just going to cut it while it's in position, just to make sure everything's connecting evenly. And then I'm going to work that round then into the blend so everything fits and is balanced. So I'm going to comb that down, and just making sure all the ends are nice and even. Right down and just following through, taking away any thin bits, connecting that to the blend, taking away any stragglers first. Now we comb it all back. I'm just going to scissor over comb it to make sure everything connects and is even. But I'm not scissor over combing through the bulk to blend it in. I'm keeping that bulk. I'm just bringing the hair out and taking away any loose ends. So now the blend and the fringe are connected. Any excess bulk's been removed. I'm just going to flow through this now, scissor over comb as well, just to make sure everything is even. But I'm not going to take that weight out, we want to keep that for the texture. Now the top's been completed, we can start with a creative pattern work on the sides. Working towards a creative pointed mullet at the back. So I am going to be taking some inspiration from some images that I've seen online. Now we're not going to be able to do the full pattern in Sam's head because he has to live in the real world. So I don't want to be doing lines all the way up here that we can't cut out and then he ends up losing his job. But it is nice to sometimes express that creative edge and really dig deep and test yourself and see what you can do. So it's good to have clients that will let you try things out. It's good for social media, it's great for competitions, but we understand it's not always practical for the real world. So in this instance, I'm going to be using some of them patterns, but only the lower half of them, and just working them within that zone so that I can still then fade them out afterwards and leave him walk away with a normal haircut. So to start, I'm going to take the first little piece, I'm only focus on one bit at a time. I'm going to take the first little bit and just cut the outline in with the scissors. Once I'm happy with the general outline and I can see what room I've got to work with, then I can sharpen it up with a trimmer. And then I'll be doing the same in with the next section, cutting the piece in, till I can see my layout and I know what I'm working with, and then I can define it then with a trimmer. So far that doesn't look like much. What I've done is I've set the depth that I need to work within. Now I know what I can work to, and the room I've got to add my patterns to, I can then go back in and make that come to life. So now I've set my depth. Again, you're thinking, where's he going with this? It doesn't make any sense. But I've set my guidelines. I know now I cannot work any higher than them because I will need to fade this out afterwards. I'm now going to go back in to refine these and then add some creative faded sections to really make them come to life. We're going to be using a Barber's Pro Trimmer to sharpen up the lines. And once you're happy with the outlines and the shape of the patterns, then you can start fading into certain sections and to really make it come to life. So I'm just working down the guards. I've tidied up the area that I wanted to work with a 1.5. I started refining then this with a 0.5. I've now gone through with a 1. I'm going to go back in with a 0.5 before I start working down to a 0 to give us that light effect in the fade there. We are now going to do a grading down technique, so that's our skin line. We're going to work with a 1.5 open, we're going to flick up and still leave a weighted ridge in the blend, down to the skin line, and we're going to go 1, down to the skin line, 0.5 guard open, 0.5 guard closed, 0 open and 0 closed. The last skin line comes out, so that's fading down then through the guards 0.5 at a time. And watch then how all this then starts to come to life. We're going to keep all the weight in the tempo. We don't want to take that too short, we're going to keep that for the outline. So I'm going to start from that line and work back. As I'm working back, I'm seeing some potential with that shape there, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the fade in and behind that and leave that as an outline for creativity. Sometimes the plan you start with is not the plan you finish with, but as you're working through the cut, if you're seeing things that inspire you, try it. Step out of your comfort zone and give it a go. 0.5 guard, slightly open. No guard. Half open first. When being creative, you need to work that corner a lot and just really just nibble at certain sections that need it and just be patient with it. Okay, so I've used some inspiration from a picture online. I've taken part from that then to start creating the designs we wanted to on the fade. We then built the fade up into the blend. And once this creative demonstration is finished, I can always then just remove that and fade those bits out at the back just to give him a plain pointed mullet then, so we can get on with his daily life. So if you guys wanted to create something different to use in competitions or to use for your social media, be realistic, do something that you could be expressive and artistic, but you can also then maintain a normal haircut for your customer to get on with normal day-to-day business. Because let's be realistic, as cool as it is seeing all these creative cuts on Instagram, unless they're real models, they've got to go back to normal jobs, and that's not going to be practical. Now for this side, we're going to be doing more straight lines. So I don't need to use the scissors to set my outlines, because the scissors is more flexible for doing curves. I probably should have said that on the other side. The reason why I started with the scissors the other side was because we were working with curved lines rather than straight lines. So because we're working with straight lines, I can just go straight in with a trimmer and set the shape that I want to work with. I'm not using any pictures for inspiration for this one. I'm just working with lines and to see what I can build as it comes together. So I'm just putting in a few lines first to get me started, and I'm looking at depths of colour that I could work with then to add more patterns. Okay, so I've tried something here, but I can see as I'm working towards the nape, the hair's just getting lighter and it's going in a different direction. So though I've tried to create something, I can see it's not working with me. So I'm just going to remove them. There's no point getting upset if you're working towards something that's not quite going the way you want. We've got to improvise sometimes, and by taking them out, we can work with what we got, and at least then that can look nice and clean. Not everything works, and I'm glad that in this demonstration that I've tried something that hasn't really done what I wanted it to do. So I'm just going to take it out and work with what I've got, and there's nothing wrong sometimes with trying something even if it doesn't work. One guard open first. Decided now to bring the fade all the way down to the back, fading behind these patterns so the lines then will blend into a faded mullet coming all the way around. .5 guard. now we're going to start fading, reverse fading into the back of them lines now to create that same effect that we've got here. I'm just going to go through that little blend zone there with the thinning scissors, just to refine any of the weight that we've left behind but without taking away the length of the texture. So that's the weight bridge we're looking for. Just tactically working into the fade there then with the thinning scissors to really refine the edge into the blend zone. Now we can start at the top. So we're going to add some crazy bull blaster salt spray. We don't need too much of it because it's really strong. We're just going to add a little bit just to moisten the hair before we blow dry it and prime it into position. So I'm just going to be working through the crown in a clockwise motion to set the hair into its natural position, working through the blend on either side and using my fingers to really create that volume and texture, and just working the fringe forward but giving it a creative flick then to finish the haircut. It's important to really use that nozzle to guide the hair into position, really forcing that area, manipulating it to sit where you want it to sit. I'm using an Diva Ultima 5000 Pro. They're only about 60-70 quid and it's one of the most powerful hair dryers I've ever used. So to really define the ends on the fringe, I'm going to be working down with a comb and then blasting it up then with a hairdryer to really get that sharp flick on the ends. So I'm just going to be using a brush just to manipulate that hair, bringing it into position as I'm hair drying it, just to get that creative flick on the ends. because Sam's hair is looking a little bit dry and tired, we're going to be using a Crazy Ball clay place, medium hold, but it gives you a little bit of sheen, which will still allow all the texture and shape, but will give that hair that little glossy sheen that'll make it look a lot healthier. Warm it up in your hands. Because it's clay, it'll come out quite hard. Warm it up in your hands and then work it through the hair. Working from the back forward, smoothing it into the hair, and then I'm just going to tweak that fringe last end to really bring those curls to life. Now that I've worked that clay into the hair, I'm going to start refining it. So to really bring these curls to life, we're going to do the crisscross technique, where we put our fingers in between each other and we'll start separating the hair. But what we do is we're pulling the hair through each other in different sections to really make that texture then stand out.
Let's go!